The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers powerful insights that can help transform the way we manage our time. By applying Stoic teachings on values, self-discipline, and focusing only on what we can control, we can learn to prioritize and spend our hours each day in a way that aligns with virtue and what truly matters most. Stoic time management principles teach us to eliminate distraction and wasted effort, concentrate on the present moment, and maintain flexibility in the face of the unexpected. Embracing these practices allows us to gain confidence that we are making the most of our precious time on this earth. In the videos ahead, we'll explore how living the Stoic ideals of mastery over one's mind and wise action can help you take purposeful control of your days and direct your limited time toward what is most meaningful. Today, I want to talk about how applying the Stoic focus on virtue can help you prioritize and take purposeful action to build your confidence. The Stoics saw cultivating virtues like wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice as the key to a good life. Making virtuous choices was paramount. You can use these principles to guide your priorities and develop self-confidence through living your values. Here are some tips. First, identify activities and choices that align with virtues you want to strengthen. For example, if developing courage is important, look for opportunities to face fears or leave your comfort zone. Second, examine how you spend your time each day. Eliminate distractions and habits that don't cultivate virtue or serve your goals. Be ruthless in freeing up space for what matters. Third, create routines and habits around priorities that reflect your values. Routines remove decision fatigue and help make virtues part of your lifestyle. Fourth, each morning set 3 priority virtuous actions to focus on that day. Planning these must-do tasks prevents wasting time on less meaningful things. Finally, review at the end of each week how well your time aligned with virtues and adjust as needed. Self-reflection helps keep you accountable. Some examples from my own life. I schedule time for writing to cultivate creativity and self-expression. I delete distracting apps off my phone to focus on presence and real connections. I commit to regular public speaking practice to build courage. Living and acting from your values builds conviction and an inner compass. Your priorities reflect what you find meaningful. This purpose-driven living fosters profound self-confidence. I'd love to hear how you set priorities based on virtue or other methods that work for you. Share your insights with us. Living and acting from your values builds conviction and an inner compass. Your priorities reflect what you find meaningful. This purpose-driven living fosters profound self-confidence. Today, I want to talk about another important Stoic mindset shift, accepting the reality of our limited time. This perspective powerfully shapes how I approach each day. The Stoics often reflected on the shortness of life, that none of us knows how many years we have left. Contemplating our mortality reminds us not to waste the precious time we do have. Here are some ways this practice increases my sense of meaning and confidence. First, it motivates me to carefully examine how I spend each day. I look for time drains that could be eliminated to make space for priorities. It builds conviction to align time with values. Second, remembering life's brevity inspires gratitude for the moments I do have. Savoring my health, loved ones, nature's beauty becomes more important than petty concerns. This lifts my spirits. Third, it pushes me out of complacency and routine. Why put off growth, adventure, creativity for someday? I want to live fully now. Carpe diem. Fourth, letting go of time anxiety allows me to give my all to the current task, rather than stressing about the future. Being present builds confidence. And finally, the knowledge that this too shall pass makes challenges feel surmountable. Even pain won't last forever. I can endure with hope. Here are some real-life examples. When frustrated at work, I remember my role is just a phase in my larger life purpose. This lifts pressure. Knowing my kids will grow up swiftly motivates me to really cherish our time together now. Health anxieties have less hold on me when I accept disease. May happen despite my efforts. I focus on enjoying now. The Stoic reminders to number our days inspires me to live boldly and deliberately rather than postponing joy. This carpe diem mindset builds gratitude, presence, and vision. What are your thoughts on embracing our limited time? How does this perspective impact you? Share your reflections. I want to give some practical tips on how the Stoic emphasis on self-discipline can help overcome procrastination. Managing our time well is key to purposeful living. Procrastination is often driven by emotions like anxiety, boredom, or frustration. The Stoics advise responding rationally rather than emotionally when avoiding tasks. Here are some strategies that have worked for me. First, each morning identify 3 top priorities for the day. Write them down and schedule time to focus on each one. Assigning set blocks of time provides structure. Second, break big, intimidating projects down into smaller, incremental tasks. For example, with a long report, I might set a Pomodoro timer for 25 focused minutes on just creating an outline first. Small progress builds momentum. Third, notice when you start falling into distraction or avoidance behaviors online or by snacking, texting, etc. Gently bring yourself back to the planned tasks without self-judgment. Fourth, reward yourself after completing unpleasant tasks, even with short dance breaks. Finding joy in productivity trains your brain to associate focus with positivity. Fifth, review how you spend your time each week and continually improve your ability to estimate task durations. This helps create realistic schedules going forward. And sixth, enlist others to hold you accountable for important deadlines if needed. We stay on track better when letting people down isn't an option. Here are some examples from my own experience. I write down my 3 most important tasks the night before, so I can start strong when I sit down to work in the morning. Calling a friend while folding laundry makes a boring chore both social and productive. Doing a mindfulness meditation helps clear my resistance before diving into administrative projects. The Stoics recognize that self-discipline is a muscle we can train over time. Start applying these tools to build your skills. You've got this. The Stoics recognize that self-discipline is a muscle we can train over time. Start applying these tools to build your skills. You've got this. Today, I want to talk about another key Stoic mindset that helps me make the most of each moment, focusing on the present. The Stoics understood that the past is gone and the future uncertain. The only time we have to act is right now. Staying present builds self-confidence. Here are some strategies I've found useful for maintaining a present focus throughout my day. First, start each morning by setting an intention to be fully present. Make a commitment not to dwell on regrets about yesterday or worries for tomorrow. Second, perform routine tasks mindfully with your full attention. For example, while brushing your teeth or washing dishes, tune into the sensations rather than thinking ahead. Third, take sensory breaks to anchor yourself in the moment. Pause to observe sights, sounds, and smells around you, or take a few deep breaths. This reconnects you. Fourth, when you notice your mind wandering into the past or future, gently bring your attention back to what's right in front of you. Don't judge yourself for it. Fifth, Limit distracting multitasking. Focus on fully completing one task before moving to the next. Be here now. Sixth, engage in immersive hobbies that ground you in the present, like gardening, hiking, dancing, or playing an instrument. And finally, at the end of each day, reflect on moments you were fully present versus distracted. Consider how to increase present focus tomorrow. Here are some examples from my life. I start my workdays checking in with how my body feels right now, rather than stressing about deadlines. Waiting in line at the store, I pay attention to the sounds of people chatting rather than checking my phone. Cooking dinner, I make a point to really taste each ingredient instead of just rushing to eat. Staying grounded in the present prevents wasting this precious life we have dwelling on what's out of reach. I'd love to hear how you maintain mindfulness. Presence builds purpose. Staying grounded in the present prevents wasting this precious life we have dwelling on what's out of reach. I'd love to hear how you maintain mindfulness. Presence builds purpose. Today, I want to give some tips on minimizing distractions using Stoic principles. Avoiding constant interruptions is essential for focused, purposeful living. A key teaching of Stoicism is to direct our efforts solely on what is within our control. External events we can't control should not demand our attention. This includes many distractions. Here are some Stoic approaches I find useful for managing distractions. First, set designated times for checking less essential communications like email or social media. Don't allow a constant stream of notifications. Batch your scanning into limited windows during the day. Second, identify your peak hours when you can do your best focused work. Protect those precious times by silencing phone alerts and closing distracting apps. The world can wait. Third, create a distraction-free environment when you need to concentrate. Put away your devices, declutter your workspace, and use noise, canceling tools as needed. Simplify. Fourth, when interruptions inevitably occur, pause before reacting to them. Ask yourself if they require your immediate attention or can wait. Limit context switching. Fifth, practice directing your thoughts and actions consciously. Don't operate on autopilot where distractions easily insert themselves. Be fully present. Sixth, notice when you start seeking distractions unconsciously, feeling restless, checking your phone, hungry for entertainment. Gently redirect your attention. And finally, strengthen your concentration like a muscle with meditation. Start with 5 minutes a day focusing solely on your breath. Over time, increase your mental endurance. Here are some real-life examples of what's worked for me. I put my phone in a drawer while I write each morning. I minimize social media and news during busy work periods. Those sites will still be there later. I ask my family for quiet time to concentrate on projects that require extra focus. Managing distractions is an ongoing practice, but having the self-discipline to stay on track fosters tremendous confidence in reaching your goals. What strategies have worked for you? Share below. Managing distractions is an ongoing practice, but having the self-discipline to stay on track fosters tremendous confidence in reaching your goals. What strategies have worked for you? Share below. Today, I want to talk about how the Stoic mindset of acceptance helps me confidently navigate unexpected changes rather than wasting time and energy on anxiety or frustration. The Stoics understood that much of life is outside of our control. Events don't always follow our plans. By accepting unpredictability, we stay flexible and able to respond skillfully. Here are some ways practicing acceptance of the unexpected has built my self-assurance. First, when plans get disrupted, I take a breath rather than immediately getting upset. This creates space for making level-headed decisions about smart next steps. Second, I avoid wasted mental energy playing the what-if game and wishing reality was different. Accepting circumstances as they are keeps me focused on moving forward. Third, knowing difficulties won't last forever keeps frustration in perspective. I can tolerate short-term inconvenience or setbacks with confidence that nothing is permanent. Fourth, accepting my limits allows me to focus my efforts where I have influence rather than attempting to force outcomes beyond my control. I act wisely within my power. Fifth, when emotionally activated by surprise events, I pause before reacting. Processing feelings before responding prevents making things worse. And sixth, I prepare for uncertainty by visualizing handling potential scenarios flexibly. Imagining alternative paths builds readiness and resilience. Here are some examples from my own experience. When a project needs reworking at the last minute, I adopt a solution mindset rather than dwelling on the frustration. If travel plans get disrupted, I make the best of where I land in the moment rather than ruining my trip stewing over what went wrong. Health issues arise despite my best efforts at times. I aim to accept limitations with grace when they come. By staying flexible and grounded, you can navigate change skillfully. Acceptance saves energy for areas within your influence.